up, Craig? Organizing the top, trying to get everything situated. I'm gonna go ahead and put a guide coat all over everything. You've seen, and most everybody knows how to do this. Just basic cheap paint. We can put a guide coat on, and that way it tells us where the highs and lows are for sanding all this stuff down. All right, so we're gonna go back to stop motion because we're gonna listen to tunes while we do it. So, bunch of boring, terrible paint jobs. That's where flat is. This is all low. This is technically high compared to this.
Something got hit by something.
Huh? Could be hit. It's also got a crown on it. So I've taken it down as far as I can take it because once metal starts showing, you gotta back off. You can feather it out a little bit once you see metal, but
you can't do that with primer, right?
Yeah, primer has to be.
You can't have metal showing.
Right.
Be a little more circumspect.
Yeah, so once metal starts showing on the primer, we're going to have to either put a little more body filler over the top of it, sand it back down again, or reprime it and then lightly sand it.
Where have you been so far?
This whole top
Upper panel?
and then this section here. We got to finish this with a big flat, and then keep working on the flat.
Sounds bueno.
Be prepared
for your brother. You don't gotta
for your elbows to hurt back here.
Perhaps all my 100,000 hours of sanding or so.
Hopefully. And like on all these curves, it's just kind of like feel.
Probably just try to do the flats.
So when you're doing the flats, what you can't do is push hard. You can push hard up, you can't push hard again. You can pull hard down, you can't pull and push in.
How hard are you pushing?
Because this is flexing, see?
How hard are you pushing?
So I'm basically just letting the weight of it set, and I'm kind of pushing it up and I'm going at somewhat of an angle and letting it just kind of push its way out, and then same thing on the way down. Because you can actually see, like around these spots when it starts to flex, see, as I start to hit metal here,
yeah,
I'm treating the white kind of like metal.
Okay.
So, this becomes my warning spot.
And this looks pretty straight.
It's pretty fucking good, dude. I mean, look at this shit. But, like, this is all low compared to these two spots.
Well, okay, so the inside, things have been banged out.
It's just the subtle ripples in the metal when they stamp this shit out. It just has, there aren't a whole lot of dents. So this is a dent where something hit it from the inside. Those two sharp points.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to be foose about it, you get a little body.
You still need to fill these holes in.
Yeah. So the idea here is to remove as much as you can of the body filler, but kind of almost as slowly as you can, because you want to take it off evenly.
So he just push real hard, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Use a claw hammer backwards.
Exceedingly hard.
Chisel.
It's the only one I know, buddy.
All right, what's it been? A couple hours?
Feels like forever.
Feels like forever. But in a couple hours, we got one whole side of the van knocked down with 80 off of the spray fill, the polyfiller. Craig's currently working on, I sprayed a bunch. I don't know if you remember in the other videos, we had a bunch of real high build spots here that I just kind of laid whatever I had left of the filler back in on the corners there, because I knew there were a couple of bumps. So he's been sculpting those out really nice. And so we're about to move down to the other side while he finishes up the front. I'm going to grab this other side and we'll keep on going. Okay, back at it the next day. Say hi, Craig.
Hey.
Hey, so yesterday we got this whole side of the van done. And today we are working on getting both of these back doors finished up, which I just got these done with all of the spray filler, the polyfill. So we're down to some of the detail work on the front grille and this side. Craig already got the roof sanded down today as well. So we've got just all of this left to do. So a lot of little futzy bits around hinges and whatnot. Some of these curves around lights and stuff, these have so many curves on them, they get to be a little bit of a pain, but shouldn't be too bad. Looks like we're getting along. Hopefully this thing will be ready for primer by the end of the day. One can only hope. Alright, this is what a day of destruction looks like. Whole shop is full of, what, 2 gallons of spray fill?
Job orifices.
Orifices, car,
Cracks.
crevices. But basically done. We had a few spots of Bondo that we found. A couple of high and low spots here and there. No big deal. You can see like it's a big low spot right there on that door, and a couple of small spots. Nothing major that we wanted to get done, except for we have a dent at the bottom of this cab corner and up here on the front cab corner that I'd forgotten to do before, so put some short strand in that. But yeah, getting it done. So now we're going to use the Summit 2K urethane primer, give the whole thing a primer coat, maybe 2, and then we'll block sand that down for its final treatment right before paint. So that's what we're about to start doing, and you'll see me here in my little crazy spaceman suit in just a second.
No more sanding!
No more sanding! No, definitely more sanding.
What?
Definitely more sanding. It's your favorite. You love the sanding. No, you don't love the sanding.
No more sanding.
Okay, so for the walk around here, we're going to go ahead and prime the entire inside as well. I know, forget the fact that you can't hardly see anything in here. I know it's dark, but the inside is going to be painted to match the outside, at least with the base blue color for this. And yeah, it'll look pretty cool once we start getting all the graphics and stuff out here. But all this body lines, they just came out laser straight, really nice. It's all the same because of sanding. Apparently Craig hates the sanding, but he'll get over it. So roof is all ready to go. Like I said, we're going to be doing inside and out. So I said inside and out, so everything on these doors is prepped and ready to receive the first primer coat. There were a couple of big dents that we found in here. This door had been pretty heavily dinged up on it. There were a few spots right here on the front cab corners that have been dinged up pretty well. So a number of layers of filler. Now, none of this is very thick. These are all pretty thin and covered up and sanded back down. Again, you can see as we start hitting metal there. This one was probably this one here on this cab corner, and this back cab corner here were probably the only two significant dents, but not too bad. So that's really the only place there's any significant amount of Bondo. This one spot right here on the door, this was hit pretty good, been pulled out and kind of repaired at some point, but that is sadly thicker than I would like it to be. But instead of, we didn't know it, we sanded it down and then it chipped out, so I had to remove a whole bunch of thinner there. So we got it as good as we could, but used a bunch of the Bondo hair on that and then a coat of filler, so it's nice and flat. It should last, and for the minimal amount of driving and stuff this will do, that should do just fine. So anyways, let me get the spacesuit on and we'll get to painting. Spacesuit.
Space.
Craig's first time painting. Doing a pretty good job too. Looking good. Craig did the whole back and this whole side over here. And it looks pretty dang good. Oh, I should put my mask back on. That's expert technique right there.